I am near Mungindi in New South Wales, a town of around 800 people, which is home to this lump of wood. Mungindi is located on the border between New South Wales and Queensland, right where the border stops being a straight line and starts its wobbly journey towards the east coast. This is the story of the guy who put this lump of wood right here. But first, we must talk about maps. There's a lot of ways you can draw a border. You can make a line between 2 points. You could use the fact that the planet's already divided into squares, well, non-Euclidean squares, and draw a line along a line of latitude or longitude so that the borders of the area run north, south, and east, west. You could draw a line along a geographical formation like a river. You could even draw a border as a radius around a point, which is somewhat rare, but there are examples like the 12-mile circle at the northern end of Delaware or the municipal limits of the hamlet of Glossop in the United Kingdom. This thing marks the point at which two of those different border types meet. So we have some markings on the post. New South Wales, Cameron and GS. That says Queensland, but it's kind of missing a D. It's kind of really hard to read now, but that says lat 29th parallel. Cool. This is New South Wales, and this is Queensland. This is the original survey peg planted by Brewer Cameron in 1881, and it marks the transition point between the straight part of the border and the wobbly part. John Cameron is probably more famous for Cameron's Corner, which is the survey marker designating the tri-state corner between New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia. This part of the border is a straight line from Cameron's Corner on the South Australian border to here, at which point it transitions into a border which follows the Barwon River. So that's the Barwon River. It's usually a little bit bigger than that. And eventually the Macintyre and Dumaresq rivers before it becomes a shambles of different surveying methods as it makes its way east, to eventually hit the Pacific Ocean between Tweed Heads and Coolangatta. I'm more or less standing right on the corner where the border changes direction here, so that fence here, this piece of wire that heads that way, pretty much heads directly due west, so that's the straight part of the border that goes directly for Cameron's Corner, and in this direction, that's the river, and the river goes that way, so that's the wobbly part of the border that goes off towards the east coast of Australia. The straight part of the border, which follows the 29th parallel of latitude, was actually surveyed from the middle outwards. The origin of the survey is a place called Barwon at a marker called 0 obelisk, which is a really tiny obelisk by obelisk standards. Cameron put his scientific capabilities to good use and confirmed via astronomical observations that they were in fact in the right spot, latitude-wise, and then they set out towards the western end of the border, which is Cameron's Corner. Apparently that journey sucked, the surveyors hated each other, they nearly died of starvation and thirst, one of them quit, and a year later Cameron made his way back to 0 obelisk, caught his breath, and then started heading east towards here. Apparently this trip was much more enjoyable as there was grass and water and, you know, he didn't nearly die, not for another 16 years anyway. So if you find yourself near Mungindi, you should probably stop by and check out the 1 ton post. You may be wondering why it's called the 1 ton post. Oh, it weighs a ton. It's listed on the Queensland Heritage Register. It's a fun piece of history and it's a lot of fun if you're a cartography, geography and surveying nerd, which I am, all three. There's a box here that reads you the Wikipedia article on Brewer Cameron.
John Brewer Cameron was born in Scotland on the 31st of December 1843.
There's another little piece of history just down the road in the form of a tree. This is one of Gregory's 3 trees. This is the B tree. You can see the B here. It's just carved into the tree, which the 3 trees, the A tree, the B tree and the C tree, were used to triangulate the location of a steel pin that he put in the ground to mark the 29th parallel. And the reason that he used 3 trees in order to do that is because I'm about to show you the pin. This is the pin. It's not a very big pin. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, add a comment below, hit the like button and all of those other things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a YouTube video. If you feel so inclined, you can also follow IDU Curiosity on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or all 3 if you're really excited. Stay tuned for more videos, there's some fun stuff still to come. I can't make these videos without you guys. Well, probably could make these videos without you, but with no one to watch them, what would be the point? My point is, thank you for your support, and thank you for watching. It's listed on the Queensland Heritage Register, or the municipal limits of the hamlet of Glossop in